Hey everyone, Ben Hart here, and I thought I would just talk about being kind of at home, not in Nashville, kind of like in doing session work, I guess. I kind of just accumulate my own clients, and I'm kind of like maybe what some of those regular session players in Nashville will call a track guy. But there's plenty of work to be out there to be done. You just gotta get your own clients, and thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about that. Basically, I play what I can, and I hire out the rest. Like, I don't play the drums, so sometimes there's like some real cheap work that I did early on, and sometimes even now maybe I shouldn't, where I do like some drum loops and some different things. I really don't like doing that, unless I'm just making a little video for myself or something. So today I am doing this song I got. It's from a genre, if you're not familiar. It's a church genre, but it's kind of a country gospel kind of situation. So it's got a real, old school Nashville vibe, probably like a ballad from country 90s thing. And just going to do like real life here of what actually takes place and how I actually do it. I could do these cleaned up versions of what I do, but that's not actually realistic. And early on there was a lot of takes doing this on your own because I wasn't good enough to do it, and a lot of piecing together. But the thing about staying or working at home and with yourself, you could spend 2 days on one song until it sounded professional, and then you had to learn how to mix it. That's a whole nother story. That took me a long time to figure that out. And some people catch on things faster, and you find a lot of things when you're recording and doing session style work that you don't like about your playing, especially in the beginning. You still always find stuff, and you improve things, and you find out what you shouldn't be playing. But so let's talk about, I'm doing this song. I charted this out. It's messy looking, but I can read it, so I just go with it. So let's take a look at this, see if you can see that right there. I don't know if that's backwards or not. This is what it kind of looks like, So, this song is called Peace Speaker. It's a church song, but it's got like a real country gospel vibe to it. So, at this point of the video, which if this is cut up, maybe it won't be, maybe there'll be another one, I don't know. All I've got, I went first and I put like a loop shaker on it just for some feel. And it just went 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it emphasized the 3 a little bit, so that way, because there's a drummer going to come on later on. Now I have done like normal session work to where I got with some friends, I guess other players, and we cut it all together and you're playing off each other, and that's a lot of fun. But I live in Southern Florida, so you gotta fly to go and do that. There's not a ton of session players down here. If you're in Southern Florida and you're a session player, I'd love that, and I don't have a drum room in here or anything. So like this song right here is called a Peace Speaker, and so what I did was, it was kind of like a little bit piano driven, and so I laid down the piano first. So I'll walk you through I've already got that laid down before I decided to do this video. And I'm sitting at a piano right here, by the way. So, the song has this line, I know the peace speaker, I know him by name. So I'm kind of thinking about a hook and stuff over these. So the intro is it kind of does this neat 4 major 7 thing, but I played it as a 1 with a 4 down here. So I go, and it goes 2 minor, and then 4 over 5, and I know him by name, and then do a little suspended to 1 thing. And that's what I got for the intro. Now I'll go back and I'll think of, I don't always do it this way, but I'll think about that as almost the hook, and that is the melody line. I definitely don't always do that, come up with, but that was just an interesting thing I wanted to hit. gospely, kind of country, kind of bluesy, you know? So like I wanted to put that in there, and I'll go back and match that with that. And I think the piano is really going to play the first verse and chorus, and then things will kick in on the second verse, as this genre kind of does. But I'm to the part of the acoustic guitar, so I played that, the piano part, and one of the things about playing with yourself is you kind of have to like imagine what the other instruments are going to be like, and so there's this producer mindset of I'm not going to overplay and I got to stay out of the way because these other instruments are coming. You're not feeling it off the other one, so I got to anticipate what I'm going to do. And I did put the shaker down just so you kind of have some feel on that, so I can kind of feel what some percussive things will feel like later on. And I don't even know if that'll come in later on, but I laid it down either way. So like the first verse, or the intro, it'll be like, and it's going to come in with this 4 with the 1 thing. 2 minor. Suspended to 1, and my guitar will be in tune when I go to record. And I think I'm gonna really just try to let the piano kind of do some stuff. I may like pad an organ in there, and it's gonna be like ba-da-da. I might just do that per chord, and it goes a 5. Shining bright. So a little bit of rhythm, but not really. And then when you hit the chorus, I think I'm gonna go, I know that comes a 4. And I'll keep rhythm 1, 2, 3, 4. So it goes 4, then it goes 2 minor, and it shares a bar with a 4, 2/5. And then back to 1. That chord thing, that one with the 4 down here. So I'm gonna kind of play like a rhythm like that, and then when the second verse comes in, I'll go to strumming. And in fact, I'll probably from then on out record the acoustic double and pan them wide. This one's kind of like an intimate. I could double that and pan them. You have a stereo thing, but I probably won't. And so I'll go through and play verse like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so like, I tell you what, I'll try to put up on the screen this chart, but if you'll notice like the second verse, it comes in on a 4. I'll show you, I'll try to play through the verse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now 5. And 1. And I go to 4. I'll just stay off the bottom. So yeah, a few things in there that I'm thinking about when I go to lay these parts down is the split chord. Sometimes if I don't want to really break what I have going on, I'll just stay off the bottom and let that, because I know the bass. Sometimes I really want to hit that, especially when I'm doing that. I want it to be like a bass note, but sometimes I don't want to readjust my hand, and I just want it to stay. And another thing too, when I'm gonna play a lot of strumming and stuff, I try to think more like open power chord. So like I leave a lot of thirds out a lot of times. So like with this D, I add this up here. It really leaves some, I don't know if you want to say sonic space for the other instruments and stuff in that. And if there's like a suspended thing in the middle of a passing of a lick of the piano, because I play licks on the second verse of this. That's another thing, like I'm doing this myself, so like while I'm playing the piano, I'm like, there'll be licks on the second verse. I'll take this one. And I didn't write that down. If I was going to a regular session, I would write piano or guitar or whatever is going to get the fills on that. But I don't, and it's a little, there's scribbles and stuff on my chart. Now, before I send this to the drummer, probably I will look over, and if it looks really bad, I will then send it, to, or I will rewrite it. Depends. Most of them are friends of mine, and they could get on to me and just laugh at it and figure it out. But I'm gonna try to keep the charts clean. And Nikki V's channel, I was watching that the other day, and he really convicted me about keeping my charts clean. And I've had to read some looking like ballad charts before. It is frustrating, but Nikki, if you end up watching this, thanks for the conviction on keeping the old chart clean, and maybe I'll just clean this one up. And if you use Chart One, like the digital things, that's a beautiful thing as well. I've used those. I use actually something called Nashville Charts for a while, but I think I lost my iPad, and when I get another one, I think I'll get Chart One this next time. It's cheap. Chart One was like $10 more, but it's like $15 or $20 or something. And I took the $5 one, and the first one was great, by the way. There was those little glitchy things that I wonder if Chart One has. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. Okay, so anyway, my squeaky chair here. This is just low production at this time. Thanks for your patience on that. I don't have a mic hooked up because I'm in the middle of recording right here. And then another thing that this song does, you can see that it moves to 3/4 time, and just they add like this hem at the end of it, and it's just really, it's like I'm just recording another song. It's like a couple choruses and a tag of just completely another song. And I'm using Logic today, and I have to change it to 3/4 time and drop the metronome way down. And if I'm being honest, I just did it in a completely different take. I laid the piano down, and if there was anything I needed to touch up, I'm using MIDI. So sometimes, like, there was a few notes, I'm like, I had a fat finger. I just deleted them. You don't get that luxury like when I'm in a regular session with some guys, for sure. But I deleted those. There was just a couple things that weren't real bad, and I was just like, I'll just hit them real fast as I was listening back. And then I just played this completely in a different timing, got in a new mindset, and then I merged them together. And now I got the first instrument down. And that first instrument being on time is important to me. It sets up all the other instruments. If you're constantly out of time, a little bit and then a little bit, at 5%, 5%, 5% just kind of adds up over time, for sure. So so I'm gonna lay down the guitar on this, and after that I'll probably lay the bass guitar down on that, and that'll kind of set the groove and the kick pattern for what I want it to be. And then I'll make some phone calls to my friends and lay down the drums on it. So let's lay down some guitar. there with some acoustic guitar and piano. Next thing I'm gonna lay down is the bass, and then I'm actually not. Sometimes I do, but I'm not gonna lay down some of the overdubs of whether I have acoustic or electric. I probably got a few passes of electric. Maybe that'll be another video. But I'm gonna send it off to the drums that way I can kind of get a feel. But I'm gonna give him a good solid bass, bass guitar and piano and rhythm guitar, so he knows what he's playing to. And I'll send him this chart, and so I'm going to lay down the bass.